Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long Boys, 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games, and sometimes friends. But Long Boys, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Long Boys 1975 and welcome to another Fat Friday video. A series of videos where I take a look at some more interesting things you can find to eat in the high street. I got it out on a Friday for all of 1 week, and that was only because I shot it on a Thursday, because as you're probably very much aware, today is a Saturday. What's going on? Yes, it's finally preheated. Been preheating that bad boy for about 30 minutes. I swear to God, I could literally build a fire myself by hand and rub two sticks together quicker than that fucker takes to preheat. Anyway, no real rant this week, nothing interesting as such, because, well, it was interesting, but it was last week and I couldn't talk about it because I was filming on a Thursday, and Thursday was the local elections. But yeah, thoroughly good mood this week, thoroughly good mood. The two-tier party system is officially over. The Tories got basically wiped off the face of the earth, and Labour got an absolute proper fucking kicking. You see, Keir started, right? When you fuck over the poorest people in society by taking away their winter fuel allowance, you know, when you fuck over the farmers purely and simply because you want their land grab, because that's what communists do. It's always about grabbing land so you can cake it in wind farms and solar power, and what's left you can sell to your globalist buddies at BlackRock. People won't forgive you for that. When you fuck over British employers to such an extent with your national insurance rise, and when you completely ignore all your manifesto pledges and come straight to power and do a fucking U-turn on all of them, but your fucking national insurance rise, you know, your tax grab budget, which means that now people aren't fucking hiring anyone, and the fucking the economy's about to tank, which was the 7th strongest economy in the G7 when you came into power. People remember all of that. People remember all of that, and you got a fucking kicking, and you absolutely know it. And you knew it was going to happen because you cancelled a whole bunch of the local elections, didn't you? Because you said it was nothing to do with the fact that you were worried that these were all areas where it was proven that reform going to fucking hammer you. No, it was nothing to do with that. It was to do with reorganising boundaries and reclassifying, you know, seats and stuff like that. Was it bollocks? I just would love to have known what the results would have been if those elections hadn't been cancelled. But yeah, basically, if these results were repeated in the general election, bye-bye communists, bye-bye. So all in all, it was a thoroughly good week. Anyway, what do I have to eat this week? I have been to Tesco's. I saw these pop up on my feed in Facebook, and I thought, aye, I'm quite down with that. I could have a bit of that in my life. So what is it? It's Walker's. So it's actually made by Walker's, and it's a ready meal, but it's a chilled ready meal, not a frozen ready meal. And it's Wotsits Flavour Mac N Cheese, the ultimate cheesy mac. Really cheesy flavour. Just in case you didn't realise that it had a lot of cheese in it, they sure as fuck let you know. It does look banging, to be fair. Look at the traffic lights though. This thing will kill you quicker than fucking cigarettes. Right, so there are two flavours of these. There are the, what I obviously have, really cheesy, Wotsits flavour, and then there's flaming hot Wotsits flavour, which they did not have, which is the one, I'm not going to lie, I wanted to try both, but that was the one I wanted to try first, because flaming, I'm dying here, absolute dying. You know who else is dying? Robert says hello. Hello. Yeah, because I love flaming hot. They're not flaming hot, they're more kind of like a sweet and slightly spice, but in the sense of a taste of flavour, certainly not heat. But yeah, I love them. Obviously they were originally preserved for Monster Months, but then they spread them to Wotsits. But yeah, absolutely would have loved to have tried them, but they didn't. They just had 2 rows of these, taking up the place of where the other one should be. These weren't cheap, mind. These were not cheap. Excuse me, Wendy Pops. And I haven't eaten anything today, and my nose is itchy. Yeah, these were not cheap. These were £4 for 400 grams. I got them for £3.25 because I got a club card. You know, that whole thing is clearly a fucking scam, which is you could sell them at £3.25 anyway. The fact that you save all this money because you got a club card is bollocks. You're just collecting our information and selling it, but unfortunately I have to do it because it's the only way to get cheap shopping at fucking Tesco's. But it's a con anyway. We're not going to talk about that. But, however, I do like mac and cheese. I don't like it as much as our North American counterparts. I don't think, I mean, it's a thing more so now, but we never got craft dinner in this country and shit like that. I remember the first time I tried craft dinner when I first moved to Canada, and all my Canadian mates said, "You've never had fucking craft dinner?" I was like, I don't even know what fucking craft dinner is. Boxed macaroni cheese with a flavour sachet that's absolutely nuclear. But apart from that, you could always get it in tins, couldn't you, from Heinz here? But it was never as big. I guess it's not our comfort food. I guess our comfort food is beans on toast with cheese on top. But the point I wanted to try this for was... I better do a thumbnail, hang on. Thumbnail! Is because I like mac and cheese, and you can make your own mac and cheese, but I want to know if they've nailed it so it actually tastes like cheesy Wotsits, because then I'll be totally on board with this. Not so much for I'm dying here. Not so much for £4 on board with it, but you know what I mean. Right, do I have anything new in Crisp Corner? Why, yes, I do. Seabrook have a whole new range of takeouts with British Seabrook takeaway crisps. I've tried them. See, normally Seabrook are like, they're nice, but they generally sort of stimp a bit in the flavour department. Plus they should, I'm dying, they should bring back the wasabi crisps because they didn't stimp in those flavour departments, and they were amazing, but I was the only person who liked them. But these are like, you know, share bags, they're not individual bags, and they're in Aldi and they're 79p. Aldi or Lidl, I don't know, I forget, they both blur into one. But yeah, I've had their Mexican taco flavour, which is lush, and it's got a bit of spice, but I wouldn't say it tastes like taco, I would say it tastes like curry. But, you know, what are you going to do? I like curry, job's a good one. But I thought I'd try this one, which is sizzling steak burger flavour. So yeah. Also, do I have anything new in Eddie's Bar? Well, it's funny you should ask. Welcome to Eddie's Bar. I've been kinda on top of it a bit. Well, I've been adhering to my rule, which is 1 in, 1 out. And by that I mean I have to finish it. But then when you like chicken nuggets and hot sauce as much as me, that's not a particularly difficult rule to adhere to. But I was in Aldi, Lidl, can't tell, they all blur into one. They're brothers, aren't they? And I got, is this the same? I want to say this is Lidl then, because this is actually, I showed you this last week, this is absolutely banging. But we're not here for that. But this is their same brand. So this is basically, I think the closest equivalent to it would be like Nando's peri peri mayonnaise and stuff like that. But I saw this and it's 89p, and every time I find a new, you know, hot mayonnaise, like, I gotta try it. I absolutely gotta try it. I adore spicy mayonnaise, and I've had some bangers over the years. I just wish you could buy Popeye spicy mayonnaise, because yeah, I mean, if this tastes like it, if I can find one that tastes like that, then job's a good one, and I'll be extremely, extremely happy, because that's my favourite. But anyway, I'm drifting off topic here. But yeah, so this is what I grabbed from you know, Eddie's Bar this week. So I'll let you know. When? Who knows? But yeah, let's get back to this bad boy. Right, let's have a look at the cooking instructions. So, I'm assuming you could do this in a microwave, but why you would want to do a ready meal in a microwave, I do not know. But anyway, mouth-wateringly oozy and oh so cheesy, your favourite snack is now an outrageously cheesy mac. Get ready for a gloriously gooey, saucy dinner that's impossible to resist. Hack your mac, top with Wotsits, and have next level taste. That's kind of cool, and that's kind of an interesting idea, but does that suggest that this doesn't taste of Wotsits? Because you're a Wotsit, a Walker's produced Wotsit flavour mac and cheese, so you got one job. I hope you can nail that. Anyway, heating instructions. Oven from chilled 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius, sorry, for we care not for the Fahrenheit, look at me, or 180 degrees Celsius if it's in a fan oven, 30 minutes for both settings. Remove sleeve and pierce film lid several times, place on a baking tray in the centre of a preheated oven and heat for 15 minutes. Remove film lid and heat for a further 15 minutes. Leave to stand for 1 minute, now because I'm not a pussy, and for 1 minute before serving. Ingredients, don't care, because we're not looking for hot food and shit like that. So, do I have a baking tray? Yes, I do. So hopefully, it's supposed to kind of like crunchy off, is that even a real phrase? Crispen up, if you will, on the top. Get a crust going on, which I'm kind of down for. I definitely think it will have, or it's attempting to have, some sort of Wotsits flavour, because look at that. Can you see the luminous glow from that there, I don't know, sauce, powder, cheese, something like that. Anyway, as I always like to say, free therapy. And then bang on the baking tray. It is currently 7 minutes to 22 minutes to 2 o'clock, so this is good lunchtime. This isn't the only thing I'm going to eat today. Obviously, I plan on having fish and chips tonight, proper fish and chips, bad boy fish and chips, as in I will drive to a takeaway and buy them, because why the devil not? Anyway, so let's do this for 15 minutes. See? Why do you mock me such? Right, stopwatch. Bosh. So, you know, a pinch before 5 to 2. There we go. So, see you in a bit. See, I was just thinking to myself, half an hour for something that's chilled, that's forever time. But to be fair, most of the stuff that I've cooked recently has been air fryer stuff, so I've been spoiled for how quickly it cooks. And I'm pretty sure you can cook ready meals in an air fryer, but I've never felt comfortable about doing it because I don't know how much time, I'm dying now, to subtract, because obviously it does it does cook quicker. Anyway, that's 15 minutes. What does it smell like in here? It smells cheesy as you like. It smells resplendent, if you will. So let's get this out. I'm dying. Let's get this out and take the film off. And he got away with it. Right, let's get this off. Come on, come off in one. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, it doesn't smell like Wotsits. I wasn't expecting it to smell like Wotsits. Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, it does actually. There's a little twinge of Wotsits in there. As you can see, the cheese hasn't properly melted yet. I mean, we want it to look like that. So, bang it back in the oven. Hang on a minute. For another 15 minutes. I really must get around to fixing that cooker shelf. It's on the piss like that. It doesn't affect how anything cooks. It just affects my OCD. Right, so 15 more minutes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know I've been spoilt for choice with the air fryer, and that probably isn't that long, but I'm fucking starving. So it feels like it's quite long. Anyway, see you in a bit. I'm not gonna lie, it smells absolutely banging in here. So how much time? Coming up to 30 minutes. I'm absolutely dying. I'm absolutely dying. Let's get this bad boy out and see what actually happened to the top. Has it got a crust on it? You go off, sharp. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Can I get this off? Yes. Yes, I can, is the answer to that question. can I get this on? It doesn't actually feel that hot. Oh, look at that. Right, does it have a crust? First of all, you can clearly see that a load more of the, does it smell? Definitely a little whiff of Wotsits going on there. Yeah, more of this luminous stuff. It does have a, you hear that? Oh, I have high hopes for this. I hope they've enthused this with cheese though, so, and a sauce, so it goes all the way through and it's not just on the top. But I think this looks absolutely banging. So let's get a fire extinguisher of choice. Right, playing it safe. Vibe, lemon, zero sugar, knock off Fanta basically, but let's try this bad boy. I'm wearing totally the wrong colour shirt for this, I am aware. Right. Look at that! It's absolutely molten in there. I stuck this in and it just plonked straight through all the cheese on the top. It just came out. So, that answers my question about whether or not there is a sauce running all the way through this. But, 2 tears in a bucket, fuck it. Oh my word. It's really creamy. It's really nice. It's a little rich. I don't think it's going to be too rich. You know, so it gets a bit much. It tastes of Wotsits. I mean, you would bloody cocoa, wouldn't you? Because that's what it's, you know, selling you it as. Otherwise, you just buy normal mac and cheese. But yeah, it does taste of Wotsits. It doesn't have a synthetic taste or anything like that, despite its colour. The cheese on the top. There is a crust. It's fantastic. This is fantastic. Ooh. Right, that was hot. Excuse me. Pig. Talking my mouth boom. This is, I know you could say, well, the bar's probably not very high, but then every supermarket, at least on their own brand of ready meals, has it. But this is the best store-bought, sorry, I should say, mac and cheese I've ever had. Nice pasta. Like I said, really, really creamy, really cheesy. They haven't stimped on the sauce. Tastes like Wotsits. This is fantastic. And palate cleanse. I thoroughly recommend this. However, it's, excuse me, windy pops, it's not worth £4. Is it worth £3.25 if you've got a club card? I say £3 as a bit of a treat, you know, something a little bit different, if you will, for mac and cheese. Probably nearer the mark. But it's very nice. It's my favourite mac and cheese. Here's the thing. I really, really, really want to know now what the flaming hot one's like, because having eaten this, and you can see the cheese dripping off. You can yeah, eating this, knowing that they've nailed the Wotsits, the standard Wotsits flavour. I really want to know what the flaming hot one will taste like. Anyway, as always, I'm drowning here. I'd love to know what you think, especially if you tried this. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.